What is up, YouTube? This is Magician34. This is the Bolt Twister Theme Deck Thursday, Episode 4. Go check out my channel, and you'll find the Theme Deck Thursday playlist, which will have all the previous episodes. If you haven't caught them yet, this week's episode, we went 6 and 4 in our matches. We played some of them online. We played one in person. Been kind of a crazy week these last couple of weeks. And we moved a little bit more out of practice and played some more ranked battles. And I think we got a little less lucky this time around than we did in the last week, which is good, because that gave us a very accurate representation kind of how our deck performs. And our cuts this week are very easy. We're definitely cutting Firo and Spiro this week. Before they kind of lucked out, basically because there was another Mon that was doing even less work. But this week, they definitely do not escape the razor. They just don't put in enough work, and honestly, most of the time I end up having to discard them to try to get other things. I don't need them. Playing them is risky, and they rarely make any difference. So they gotta go. They're basically what you might call dead weight, I suppose. And in addition to that, we are cutting one other card. We're going down to actually cutting exactly 5 now. We're going to cut 1 lightning energy, and the reason is because we're going to add another energy. This drops us down to 5 lightnings. But when you think about it, we got 3 Galvantulas and then the 1 Black Kyurem EX. And those are the only mons in the deck that need electric. So that's more than reasonable to pay for it. And we got the 2 Professor's Letters. We're going to be fine. We won't be hurting. So the 1 energy we're going to go ahead and put in, that's pretty easy. It's another double colorless energy. These have been pretty useful. And it seems our deck's biggest problem is not getting our hitters out necessarily. The bigger problem is getting them up and ready before our opponents are ready. So another double colorless energy will increase our chances of getting to it, getting Feraligatr up and running and whatnot. And Feraligatr, to an extent, Galvantula. Galvantula's been pulling his weight. I've been impressed with this guy this week. I'm feeling more and more glad that this guy's the headliner for the deck. So I'm feeling good about that. And this helps all of them get up to speed. And in a pinch, you can put it on Black Kyurem EX. That's not too bad. So the question then becomes, what else do we put in to kind of give us a little bit of early game teeth and maybe bolster Feraligatr? Well, the answer for me is a card I've been thinking about for a while, and that is Team Plasma's Kyurem. This Kyurem is a very good fit for the deck. The 130 is decently bulky. And for 2 energy, his Frost Spear, of course, is 30 to their active Pokemon and 30 to a benched Pokemon, which really is just... It's pretty quick, and it just sets you up so beautifully for Feraligatr's second strike, which is... You know, Feraligatr and Galvantula are the headliners of the deck, so this guy's excellent support there. And of course, Blizzard Burn is another high damage attack that only costs 1 more water energy, so that's good, and water is our primary color of the deck, so this guy is a perfect fit, and I think he's going to serve us really well in this next week. I've been wanting to play him for a while, I just haven't had the chance to add him until now, and I'm very sure now that he is definitely the way to go. Next up, I've noticed part of the problem is we just have difficulty dealing with those big fat EXs. They're just so big and they deal so much damage so quickly for so little. We have a little bit of trouble keeping up. So part of how we're going to keep pace is by slowing them down. And Safeguard Suicune is an excellent choice. He's a good thing for Galvantula to retreat into, and he can use that DCE, and he can buy us the time we may need to set up a Feraligatr or something like that. And he's just good, period, in any deck where you're going to potentially want to buy time or play against DXs that you don't like, which is, well, everyone's going to play against DXs they don't like, so he's perfect. He just fits right in. And our last card, we have to choose between a little more card draw power and maybe a little more utility, but I think we have paid heavy retreat costs one too many times in this deck, and especially with the addition of Kyurem and his Blizzard Burn, just like Black Kyurem EX's Freeze Shock, I want to say it's called. I'll look it up, I swear, later. Both those attacks basically cost us the inability to attack next turn. So, another switch is going to be the way to go rather than more card drawing, because for the most part, we draw through most of our deck pretty consistently, and we're okay on that. But what we really need is the ability, of course, to kind of get our mons switched around, get them out of dodge, bring somebody else up, that sort of thing. You know, you Blizzard Burn or Free Shock, and then... You know, you do nothing next turn, it's kind of painful. But suppose you could switch into, say, Galvantula, Cobweb, trip somebody, mess with your opponent. It's just nice. It's what we need to do. Kind of maintain tempo and control. I can get Suicune in when it's necessary too. So it's just where we want to be, what we want to do, and you know, It's just utility, plain and simple. It's a good resource to have. So there you go. We're going to add these in and see how we do. And next Thursday, I will be bringing you another Theme Deck Thursday. We will see how we do in episode 5. And until then, like, comment, subscribe, and check out my channels for more cool Pokemon content.